Hi, I am Gabby. Welcome to Design on Tap, the podcast where you'll find practical advice on branding, design, and entrepreneurship. Brought to you by Matcha Design, we're here to help you build brands that stand the test of time. Join your hosts, Emma and James, as they break down today's topic, how to create an efficient brand management workflow that keeps your brand consistent and your team moving forward. So grab your coffee and let's dive in.
I've always wondered, do you really need to hire a brand manager to keep your brand consistent and effective?
Actually, no. Even small teams can set up an efficient brand management workflow without hiring a dedicated brand manager.
That sounds encouraging. If a small team wants to manage their brand well, where should they begin?
The first step is creating a simple brand guide. It doesn't need to be a huge document, just 1 or 2 pages, covering the key elements your team needs to stay consistent.
What kind of key elements should be included in that guide?
Start with your logo and how it should be used. For example, should the logo appear on everything or just specific materials? Also, decide when to use color versions or monochromatic ones. Then list your color palette with exact hex codes so everyone knows which colors are primary and which are accents.
Sounds like setting the rules for your brand's look and feel. Is typography important too?
Absolutely. Using inconsistent fonts can make your materials look sloppy. So choose fonts that complement each other and define when to use each one. And don't forget your tone of voice, whether you want to sound friendly, energetic, professional, or something else. And include examples to guide your messaging.
So basically, the brand guide acts like a cheat sheet for your brand's personality and style?
Exactly. It becomes the single source of truth your team can refer to every time they create something new.
Once the guide is ready, what about storing all those files? Logos, fonts, templates? It can get messy.
That's where centralizing your brand assets comes in. Keep everything in one cloud folder. Google Drive or OneDrive works great, so you're never digging through years of downloads trying to find the right logo.
Oh man, I've wasted so much time looking for old files. Is there a way to make that even easier?
Yes, use consistent naming conventions for your files. For example, name logos as logo main color transparent. That way anyone on your team can quickly search and find what they need.
I'll have to start doing that. What else helps keep branding smooth?
Templates are a lifesaver. Create reusable layouts for social media posts, newsletters, blog articles, and sales outreach. This saves time and ensures your brand looks consistent across all content.
Like having a favorite recipe you can tweak instead of cooking from scratch every time.
Exactly. It keeps things efficient and on brand without sacrificing quality.
Managing content schedules and approvals can get confusing. Any tips there?
Document your content process clearly. Know who is responsible for each task, when content should be posted, and what needs approval. This clarity helps whether you're a solo marketer or have a growing team.
That makes sense. It keeps everyone on the same page and avoids last-minute surprises. Once everything's set up, can you just forget about it?
Not quite. You need regular brand maintenance. Schedule time to review your brand guide to make sure it still aligns with your marketing goals. Update templates to keep up with current trends and refresh social bios if your offerings or style have changed.
So brands need their own version of a checkup or spring cleaning?
Exactly. It keeps your brand fresh and relevant over time.
Quick question. Do you think following a brand guide too strictly might limit creativity? Should brands allow themselves more freedom?
That's a fair point, but I think of the brand guide as a frame. It sets boundaries so creativity has a clear space to flourish without going off-brand.
I like that. Creative freedom within well-defined limits sounds just right.
To recap, start with a simple brand guide. Centralize your assets with clear file naming. Use repeatable templates. Document your content process and schedule regular maintenance.
That's a wrap for today's episode of Design on Tap by Matcha Design. Before you head out, here's a quick pro tip. This week, pick one part of your brand guide. Maybe it's finalizing your logo rules or fine-tuning your color palette. And see how even a small update can make your content feel much more unified. Small steps like these are what builds strong, lasting brands. If you found value in this episode, please hit follow or subscribe so you never miss out on more tips to help your business stand out. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Design on Tap.